Okay, so it appears as though maybe I have lost connection, so I'm just going to record this. We just ran through the 3D embossing folder here with our beautiful soft seafoam, and so we are going to put that over to the side. We have our labels here. We have our card base and cherry cobbler. We have our designer papers, which we're going to go ahead and adhere these together. I am going to upload this video after I am done. It's cut out on me 2 or 3 times already, so I will spare everyone the crazy technology issues. So what I'm doing is I'm just adhering this down. You will have a full sheet that you will cut from your designer series pack. And I was running out, so I just improvised. Isn't this gorgeous with all of the gold? I love it so very much. And again, you can get this class. This is the Jolly Holly Christmas card class. And you can go ahead and do it in person. You can also do it to go. Okay, so we've got that. And then what we will do, you adhere those together. You take your layer here of, and I just went ahead of your soft seafoam, and I went ahead and adhered it down. First of all, on where the berries are, and then kind of got some of that background where the little dots are. And that way it'll lay flat on the pretty peacock, which I love. I love this color combination that she did. Isn't it gorgeous? So we're going to go ahead and lay that down. It has a really fine border around the edges. Okay, and you can just go ahead and, after we fluffed it, we don't want to flatten it, right? So we're just going to kind of touch where we know we put the glue and get that to just adhere down. So beautiful. Isn't that so pretty? Let me put it up for close for you to see. The detail on this is just really amazing. This is that gorgeous embossing folder. Okay, so pretty. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take our cherry cobbler card base. We're going to bring it over. We're going to lay it out first. And this will go right here over the card base. I'm going to lay it down and adhere it flat. Okay. And this will have a little bit of a smaller border than my original did. That is okay. You can make it however you love it. Okay. And then what we're going to do is take this gorgeous ribbon that matches so elegantly with this set of cards. I love, love this. Okay. And we're just going to tie it here on the right side, and we are just going to, you can actually put it underneath some of those holly leaves and fit it in exactly how you want it, and then tie it on the side. You don't have to tie a bow. You could actually do it in a knot. That would be fine too. Whatever your preference is, these are your projects. So if you're doing this on the craft along with me, everyone who's ordered our kit, I love that you guys were able to craft along with me and go back over and over and over. You have all the written directions, so you can actually create these over and over again. And these are wonderful projects to mass produce, right? So that you can get a lot of fun Christmas cards very, very easily. Okay, so let me snip that off a little bit. Snip that a little shorter. Okay, you guys like that? Isn't that so pretty? So it really glistens. Look at that. Gorgeous. And then we're going to lay it over here to go in the middle. Let me just lay it out and show you. Isn't that so pretty with the gold elements? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so here we are. We also have some cherry cobbler ink pad that we will utilize, and we have our black Memento ink that I put away. Let me grab it. So we'll grab that down here as well. And I think what I'm going to do is I will grab my the little bell first. I'm going to stamp that first, and that way I know exactly where it's going to go. Okay. Let me grab Monica's directions here. Yeah. She put hers kind of higher than I did on mine. So let me make mine exactly like hers. So do this. So pretty. And we're using Memento Black because we're going to go back in with our alcohol markers and we're going to color that in. Okay. So we're going to do then the Mary, the Scripty Mary, and the Scripty Christmas. And we will clean that block really well. Okay. So I'm going to do Christmas first because it's the larger, and when you stamp you typically go larger to smaller. So I'm just going to come in down here. I'm going to say Christmas there. So pretty. And then I'm going to stamp Mary. Right above that. Okay, isn't that nice? All right, and so then we're going to go ahead and take our blends, our alcohol markers, which are one of my favorite products. And I'm going to grab the Cherry Cobbler, and I'm also going to grab the Daffodil Delight, light and dark. And I'm going to start with the light Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to go over all of the bell components, giving it a good base. I typically start light and go to dark, but you can do it however you prefer. And then I'm going to come in with the dark. I'm going to outline here, kind of that band, color that in. Do the same on this side. Get that kind of band there. I might even give it a little bit of a shadow. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to do the light Cherry Cobbler. Come in and start on the tails and color that in. Let me know which project you like the best. I've got 1 and 2 from last night, and tonight I'm going to have 3 and 4. So I'm going to color in the center there, and then I'm going to go under where it's like a shadow and kind of color that in. Isn't that pretty? I love this set. It's really pretty. It makes gorgeous Christmas cards. All right, there we go. So then I will take my dimensionals, if I can find them here. Here they are. And I'm almost out of a pack here. And I will get some cut so that I can use those. You guys use the whole way around, right? All right. Cut it all up because I'm going to use it tonight. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add these to my project here, popping it up. laying it down. That's so beautiful, isn't it? Just so pretty. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to add some adhesive and go flat with this. You can actually nest those under there, which looks really pretty. I use liquid adhesive. You may use Seal Plus, that's fine, or Seal. But with the liquid, you have to kind of give it a few more minutes to kind of adhere. But once it's down, it's down. So I love it. And then what we're going to do is pop this up on dimensionals. And I'm going to show you a little trick, what I like to do. And that is whenever I have a card that has a ribbon like this that's going across the whole layer. I actually take my tear tape, my double-sided tear tape, and I will just adhere that down. Okay, so I'm not going to take off the backing there. I'm going to leave it, and it will just provide that support so that ribbon does not move. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is take my layer here, my front layer, my focal layer, and I'm just going to lay it right on the top of my card. Isn't that gorgeous how that layers on so pretty? Don't you love that? And then what we will do is we are going to create the inside here like that. And that is using the Holly Berry and we will use the what do I do with my black here? Here we go. Okay, so we're just going to stamp it in the corner. Go right down here. Like so. Okay, just get that down. Love it. And then I'm going to grab the sentiment that says wishing you and yours all the best. I will do that in Cherry Cobbler again to match and coordinate. Kind of move it around on my ink pad there just to make sure that it's getting good and even ink. Okay. And then I'll come back in with my, let's see, where's my Lost Lagoon and my Cherry Cobbler blends. They're right here, Cherry Blends. And so I'm going to color again my light, go over that. I'm going to do a little dot for the dark, kind of give it some contrast. Do the light Lost Lagoon. I love these colors together, the Lost Lagoon and the Cherry Cobbler. Isn't that pretty? Maybe not the colors you would choose for Christmas, but I'm telling you, they're gorgeous together. Really pretty. And then go in with the dark Lost Lagoon. I add some kind of detailing here and kind of in the inside. You can do this however you like, whatever your preference is. Okay. So we've got that, and then we will take our card and we will add that here to the inside. And put that down. Isn't that so pretty? Love this so much. All right, and then the last thing I will do is we're going to add our bling here, which I love this. These berries are gorgeous. So I like to usually use my thick putty side Makes it easier for me getting them off the sheet here. So I'm just going to take 3 of those that are already grouped together in red. And then I'm going to grab my new sheet of them. You just push them off of the paper, glue them down there, and then put them down here as well. So we got 3 sets there. Isn't that so beautiful? And that is our project number 1 for tonight, number 3 in the series. And you open it up. And there it is. Wishing you and yours all the best. Love that. Okay. So remember, I need you to vote. I need you to tell me which one you like the best. Okay? So here we go. We're moving on to project 4, which is going to be project number 2 tonight. It is an amazing project. It's a 3D item. We have some scrap basic white. We have a large and small label. And we also have a piece of cherry cobbler and Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these. Let me get this all cleaned up here and make sure that we have enough room to do what we need. Let's see here. Here's the Lost Lagoon. I'm putting these in my little turnstile here with my inks. And then my Daffodil Delight. Okay, so those are all put away. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do these together. And let's see, Monica has all the instructions written out so beautifully, so that is such a huge, huge help. All right, let me clean this up here. Don't need that. And we need our paper trimmer. So I didn't even show you what we're making. You don't even know what we're making. Here's what we are making. This beautiful box, look at this, and it has a gorgeous label on top. It says wishing you joy, and it's all heat embossed. This beautiful poinsettia, and the box is using this gorgeous ribbon. It feeds through the side on the 2 short sides, and what you do is you take it off, and I have the tag just literally sitting on there. And you take this out, and look what you have inside. So fun. You have a Mary Cookie mist, body mist. Isn't that so fun? So that fits right down inside of there. Again, here is your lid, and it fits right down inside. I just love this box. It's such an awesome box, and so, so fun. I don't need to put it back because we're going to make it. So let's do that. Okay. So we're going to take our Lost Lagoon, that is our base, and we are going to cut it down. I've already cut mine to size. You do want to go ahead and take your arm and stick it out. You want to extend it, right? So we're going to do that, and you want to make sure you have enough room for it to flow freely left and right, okay? When you get your kit, if you haven't already, you will have all of the measurements. You can go ahead and cut it and then score it. So I'm not going to go through all the scoring verbally. However, I will be doing it here as I'm doing this with you. Okay. All right. So we've got that. You do a few score marks. They're very easy. Get that right on the money. I want it to be as accurate as possible. All right. Let's see. There's 1 dot passed. Okay. There we go. Score that one. And then the last one here is like there, I think. And then you take this and you're going to rotate it counterclockwise, which is this way. Okay, you're going to rotate it counterclockwise, and then you are going to score it 1 time and get that little measurement in there so perfectly. And that is our box base. Okay, Now we're going to do the scoring for our box lid. So you're going to start on, I think, the long side as well. Yep. And we're going to just do those score marks. Okay. Here's the second one, third one. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah. I always get messed up on that arm. All right, so there's that. And then here we go. If I did all that right, that should be perfect. And then you're going to rotate this one clockwise and score it one time here. Okay. All right, so I think we've got all of that. I did not cut did I cut my designer papers? No, so I will cut those as well. All right, not a problem. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with our lid since we have it out. It's totally fine. And we have diagrams and such with this one, so you will be able to follow it perfectly. We call this mitering, where we actually cut up and take out, literally it's like taking out the score line. Is that right? Something's not right here. Let me see if I missed a score line. Hang on one momento on the lid. Let me make sure. See if I did on the long side. How many did I skip one? Let's see here. There's one. Let's see. Oh, this is, sorry, let's see. This is a lid. Yep, that's right. Maybe I cut this. I didn't cut it down. Hang on a minute. Let me double check everything. So this is going to be, make sure I got the long and the short side right. Right, so that is on the long side. Okay. All right, so this one is, yeah, that is actually what happened. I did not cut that off. Where it needed to be. So it's important that you cut it the right dimension. And then let me make sure I did this one the right way. Yeah, because I just put a little sheet there. There we go. Now we're right. I'll double check the box bottom as well. It's just easy fix, right? No big deal. All right, so here we go. So we have that the right way. I was like, wait a minute, I need a little tab on the edge. That didn't have a tab. So what we're going to do is take that little tab there like this, and then we're going to miter it on that side as well. We're going to continue doing what we just did. We're going to go up to the score mark. We're going to miter this is a fantastic box, y'all. I'm just going to tell you. Love it. It's beautiful. It holds a whole thing of Bath and Body Mist. And I love that. Who knows? Special gift, maybe one of those in your kit when you buy all of one of each of the classes. Who knows? Let's wait and see. So here you go, right? So you're getting this lid, and you are going to you can do Seal Plus. You can also do your tear and tape. You can do liquid glue, whatever makes you happy. But I laid out my tear tape right along there. Okay. Burnish it so that it will lift a little easier. You can use your bone folder, you can use your fingernail. I tried to use my fingernail before and it wouldn't come up. There it goes. Just like that. And then you will, something is not right here. Should be able to lay flat. Why is it not laying flat? Trying to see, it looks like this is scored wrong. I think I might have messed this one up. We can fix it. It's not a problem. I'm going to start over on this piece, okay? All right, so let's do this again. It's okay. So we're going to start out. I'm going to pull the arm back out here. I'm going to go sideways. And I'm going to do this here. Do that. And then on the long side, we are on here. Okay. And then on the long side, we're going to score that first. Here. Get your cutting blade out of the way. There's that one. Okay. And then yeah, I scored something wrong. I remember this was not. And then all the way out here, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Perfect. Okay, so there we got it. And then we're going to turn it clockwise, so it's going to go that way. We're going to score it one time on the lid right here. Okay. All right, so we're back in business, y'all. Okay. So we're going to do this. Going to repeat, get it done the right way. Cut that off. And cut that one up. Get rid of that. We're going to do the mitering here. There's that. Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, this box is super awesome. How the lid fits right inside the base. I love it. Okay, so there you go. You got that. Okay, and now when you fold this over, this is a really easy check on how you have it. Let's burnish these. How you have it done the right way is that you will have matching ends. So you fold that over, this will match almost perfectly, okay? Just like right there. All right, so again, as I was saying, I use the tear and tape. I love the double-sided tear and tape, but you can use the Seal Plus, something that's going to be really strong, or you can also use the liquid glue. So for this being on camera, I can just whip it out easy with this. So I'm going to lay it down. That is perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and start adding my layers in. I put the large tab down first. I'm just going to keep using my tear tape here, just for ease and quick assembly, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use this. Put the large tab down first. I want to hide the two small tabs, so I'm going to lay those inside on top of that layer, right? So let's put that here. Just adding my tear tape as I go. There we go. That goes on that side. Like this, like that. And how we mitered those edges, that will help to keep everything kind of lined up together and nice and square, which that to me is one of the important things of a box, is to make sure that all the lines are scored the same and that everything matches up perfectly. That mitering really helps take your boxes to the next level, or your 3D projects too, just not even boxes, but everything to the next level. Okay. All right. So there we have that. Now we're going to do the same thing for the box bottom. And I'm going to make sure that I cut this the right size. I don't think I cut it down, so let's see what I did. So on the short side, this needs to be, let me pull my arm out here. There we go. There we go. And then on the long side, let's see if I will have to cut that down over here on this side, I believe. Let's see. Here we are. That should be good. I think so. If not, I'll have to recut that, but we'll see. I'm going to put it together. I think I've got it. Where I need it. Okay. So we're going to do the same cuts on here as we did on the lid. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to take the score lines and we're just going to miter those. Okay. All right. Okay, and don't forget, you can get this class. This is the Jolly Holly Christmas card class. It's an amazing class. 4 projects in this one. You get a PDF, written PDF tutorial, and you get the cut elements, and you also get the designer paper and the gorgeous gold ribbon. Okay, so we cut this one perfect. We're going to go ahead and line up. We're going to use glue because that's a little thin there. Okay. I'm just going to lay that out, lay it down flat, give it some firm pressure. It's a little skinny. I might have cut that a little bit short. That's okay though. So there we go. There's our box. It's all coming together again. So we're going to lay some, I'll do this one with liquid glue. Lay the large tab down first, just like before. I'm going to fold one of the small tabs in next. Put a little more adhesive on it. Fold the second small tab in. And add some adhesive here on the large tab that goes on the outside. I want to make sure I get my corners. And then I'm going to fold that over. And that covers all of that ugly mismatch, right? So I'm not a great cutter, but you don't have to be. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and take your pick tool down in there so I get it all flat and get it all glued down. Okay, so there we have it. It's our beautiful box. There's our base and there is our top. Okay, now here's the fun part. I love this. So we're going to take our box base and our box top, and we are going to cut our designer paper to size that Monica has told us. So we're going to pull our paper trimmer back. We've got both pieces of designer paper here. And we are going to put the green leaf on the Lost Lagoon and the red on the cherry cobbler. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get those cut. So very easily we will start with the box base. So we're just going to do 2 of these at 6 inches here. So there's those 2, and then smaller size. Okay, so get those cut to size. Very, very easy. I love this. There's those. So that's for the base, and then here's for the top. So we're going to go here and do that. So there's those, and then the 2 sides. How easy this comes together, right? It's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so there we go. There's for our top. And that, my friends, is what we're going to need. So we're going to take our liquid adhesive, or your adhesive of preference, and we're going to adhere these on to the sides and the front and back. Okay, make sure your leaves are going up. Your base is the green, Lost Lagoon. Let's see if I can get that scooted over a little bit. There we go. There's one side. Isn't that pretty? We're going to do the other side here. The liquid glue gives me a little more wiggle room, lets me get some time, right, to get it set. I like that, especially when making boxes. It has a little more patience with me, right? It just gives me some time. Alright, so there's that. And then the front and back. Okay. Make sure you get the right side up and down for the directional leaves. And this is actually pointing towards the back here, so this will be my back. This side will be my front. Okay. There's that. And lay that down. It lays so perfectly. Okay. There we go. So we've got that. Now let's do the same thing for the top. So I will get my sides. This time though, this is non-directional paper, but this time the lid has the flat top on the top. The flat panel as it goes on the top. Okay. There's that. Here's this one. Go. And you want to make sure on your box that all of your edges are adhered down really well. I'm going to give it a little bit of glue here. I used tear and tape here, so make sure that gets glued really tightly. Okay, now let me put this, maybe this one too. See that little pop up there. Okay, I'm going to add the front and back panels here on the designer paper. Really is a simple box, and you can just do all kinds of amazing gifts in this. Any kind of candles, all kinds of, you know, bigger bags of candy, teacher gifts. Be wonderful. They would love this. And it's something they can keep too. The box is usable over and over and over, which I love that. Okay. There we go. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. Now, let's just see if it works. So the top should fit right on the inside here of the base. And you don't want it too, you know, shifty, I guess you could say. You want it tight enough. So, looks like mine's tight enough. There we go, perfect. Can you see how it slides? So it gives you a little bit of friction here. The one thing I did a little bit differently is so there's a trio of punches here. They are actually called Hole Punch Assortment in my online store. So there's this one here, and if it's easier for you to lay it flat, you will get them more even probably, but you're going to actually hole punch the two short sides, okay? So I'm just going to go down just a little bit, kind of get it right in the middle, and give it a little punch there. Do the same thing here on this side. Oop, give it a punch. And there we go. And that will allow for your ribbon to go in between. Okay, so you're going to need some ribbon. Okay, there we go. And you will take your base with your holes punched. You're going to feed it through the side from the inside going out, because we want this to, we want to tie the ribbon on the top of the box, okay? So you're going to feed it through from the inside going out, okay? Just like that. So it kind of, can you see me lay it down this way? Can you see it? So see, it's just sitting in there, okay? And so what I did is I kind of took it up and I was like, okay, I'm going to get it to where it's even and make sure it's straight. And that way, I'm good. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Now, what I'm going to do before I go any further on my box, I am going to create my beautiful tag, okay? And how I want to do that, I'm going to hold these together as though they are adhered together, and I did not end up adhering mine, which either way is fine, but I am going to hold this together to punch it and get that same, see how it's all leveled up, it's all square, and you are good to go. Okay, now we're going to take our scrap basic white and we are going to heat emboss. We are going to take our embossing buddy and we're going to go over our embossing area. We're going to take our Versamark ink and we are going to take the stamp that says Joy. I love this stamp so very much. I'm going to give it a good clean here. I'm going to come in and I'm going to ink it up with that clear sticky ink. And I'm going to go right there on the edge. I like to clean my stamp off with that Versamark as soon as I stamp on it, right? And then I will take my Gold Wow embossing powder. This is available in my online store. And you will take that, and I just kind of wiggle it down in there. If you have the kit, you actually have a little tray, which you can put it right back in the bottle. And I just give it a few minutes and a couple of times to go ahead and get that all stuck on there. And then I recap this and I'm done. Very easy. Makes for no mess with my heat embossing. Now you may need to kind of pull off some of that embossing powder. That is fine. You can use your brush or you can just do like I did, kind of blow it. And then you're going to heat emboss it with the heat gun. And wait for it to start melting. Happens pretty quick. I go underneath and on top. I'm going to kind of move it around a little bit. You don't want it to burn your paper, but you'll start to see it start melting into your paper. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. And once it turns shiny, you're done, okay? If you keep heating it, it will turn to be a matte color, like not shiny, and you'll have to do it over again because it becomes almost like burnt, right? So, and then what we're going to do is take this little tiny poinsettia, and we're going to use our cherry cobbler, and we are going to stamp it on the same scrap paper. And it's so beautiful and so simple, right? And then we're going to take our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. We're going to run those through. We're going to get the star, and we're going to get the joy right here. Okay. We're going to run it through. So I'm going to just line up. Hopefully you can see. I've got this platform, this red one. It helps to get them off the cutter here. You can see the contrast, hopefully. Okay, so you can line that up very, very easily, and you can see exactly where it's going to die cut. Make sure you get it where you want it. Looks pretty good to me. It may not be exact. That's okay. Cranking it through. And voila, my friends. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Let's pop this out. This is a showstopper. I love the joy so much. And it's so simple to get that. Okay? So what we're going to do is we will lay this out. And our tag says wishing you joy. And that is used by the same sentiment that we had. I'll show you, I'll show you, I'll show you. Make sure my block is good and clean. So it says wishing you and yours all the best, the same one that we used earlier. However, we're only going to ink up. You can use your Stampin' Right markers, or you can do what I'm going to show you. You can mask it, or you can just kind of eyeball it. I'm going to do the wishing right on the edge. Ink that up, and then take the corner and do the U, Y-O-U, and then stamp that right down here. Wishing you. Okay, there we go. So we got that, and then you can also mask it, right, if you want to do that. And then we're just going to take our joy, we're going to ink it up, or actually adhesive, put adhesive on it. Just kind of going around those loop-de-loops and the J. Isn't that pretty? Lay it out, wishing you joy. That heat embossing is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Take a mini dimensional, put it on the back of the poinsettia. I'm going to kind of curl those leaves a little bit, add them to the edge, take our beautiful little gems here, and you can add them right to your tag, which is so pretty. Now these have already been punched, right? So we're ready. We will take our, I messed that up on where it's at. Take our Bath and Body products and we're going to put it down in there. It did not grab on that, but it is okay. So we're going to actually just, you can see on the screen here what we're doing. Put that down in there. And then I want to make sure this grabs and pulls the same on both sides. So you literally just push it down, and I'm holding this up is what I'm doing, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll just feed this through. Let's do it from the underneath side. There. And then you can tie it right on top. Hold it tight if you need to. You can also use a glue dot, or you can use a dimensional, whatever you want to hold that little tag on there. But this is your gift tag for your fun gift for whomever you are giving this to. And again, this is fabulous for teacher gifts, for neighbors, co-workers. Love it. And there you have your beautiful present. Isn't that so pretty? And literally you can see how that ties in. And it's locked in there, right? So it can come out. You can push it down in. It's not going anywhere. It is a wonderful gift box. So there is your project number 2. Here is project number 1 for tonight. Yesterday we did project number 1 here. And we did project number 2 right here. So tell me, which is your favorite? Do you love 1, 2, 3, or 4? Which is your favorite? This is the fun, or this is the 3D. And I think it's actually hard to choose, to be honest with you. I love all 4 of these. I love the gold elements. I love the designer paper. Really, really love the 3D embossing folder, the hybrid here. I also love how they used it here also, but did not die cut it. They just embossed it, and it's absolutely stunning. And the gold ribbon, it really just pops on these beautiful Christmas cards. So tell me in the comments, which do you love? 1, 2, 3, or 4? I cannot wait to see which one that you love the most. Don't forget, tomorrow is Tuesday. Yep, tomorrow's Tuesday. I was just thinking in my head, where are we at? What day of the week? Tuesday, I'll be live 7 o'clock Eastern right here on YouTube and Facebook, and also on Wednesday. And that will be featuring the Tractor and Company. And Judy Tuttle and I both designed that class, and we're super excited to share that with you also. Again, it's available for purchase. You can get the tutorials for free with shopping for me for $50 or more. That would be this week through August the 4th. Or you can go ahead and purchase the classes in person. I can still send them to you to go as well. So those are the options available on the link in the description. Again, thank you for joining me. Have a jolly holly night, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Good night. Bye, everyone.